Andalites, Yeerks, Hork-Bajir, and Taxons if you manage to find some earbuds. Welcome to the Wonder Yeerk for all your Animorphs rereading and possibly rewatching needs. I'm Sara.
I'm Blair. And we're down one this week, but it happens to the best of us.
Satah is engaged in warfare with the Yeerk army right now. We are wishing them the best.
We had to leave one behind from our 2-week hiatus.
Yeah.
Just to man battle stations.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to in this
I went
past...
to Canada.
That's right. Why did I even
went to
ask?
Canada for a whole last week for
to
girlfriend time.
Yeah. How was Canada?
It was gorgeous. I don't know if you've ever been to British Columbia, but it's like literally the prettiest place I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, I've never been on the Pacific Northwest at all, so...
It's fucking unreal. We had like the day that I came in was like perfect because it was like all rainy and shit and like full of fog and like the mountaintops were just like encased in fog and like just these massive like treescapes. Then every day after that was like not a cloud in the sky, like 70, 80 degrees, which like I don't normally fuck with heat, but I was fucking with it pretty hard then.
Yeah. Especially being on a coast like that.
I'm starting to realize that I wonder if the reason that I never fucked with that I never like fucked with warm weather before is because I had no clothing that I felt comfortable in that I could wear. Like I couldn't wear jeans and a hoodie and look like gender ambiguous in the summer.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I had to show off my gay little legs every summer.
Yes, I'm actually really excited for shorts. Well, it's already short season. I've already gotten severely sunburnt once this summer. Well, not severely, but more sunburnt than I've been probably since I was a child, you know? When you're like 8 and you get sunburnt like 5 times every summer. I was not even an outdoor kid, and that was just it just happens. But then I stayed out in the sun for like 20 minutes. And then I got back inside and I was like, oh no, feels a little bit more intense than it typically does. So that was fun. It's summer, baby.
Yeah. I saw John Wick 3.
Oh, I want to see it so bad. How was it?
It was good. I need to see it again before I decide if I like it more than 2. Because my ranking right now is, I really don't know where my ranking is because like I liked 2 more than 1. And I really am having a hard time clocking where 3 slots in at all. I don't know if I like 3 the most or 3. I think, like, on a gut check, I think it's, like, kind of battling with 2 in my mind.
Sure.
I just need to see it again to decide which end of that it ends up on. Inside of you, there are 2 Keanu Reeves movies. One is John Wick Chapter 2. One is John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. You are gay.
I actually think I've only ever seen the first John Wick, now that I'm thinking about it.
You should watch John Wick 2. John Wick 2 I love the villain of John Wick 2 so much.
I mean, I love the first one, so I know in my heart that I have to see the second one, but I just am realizing right now that I'm like, oh, I just kind of assumed that I saw it, but I didn't actually.
It does unfortunately feature Ruby Rose.
You know what? I've made more severe actor sacrifices than that.
Right, like not that like Ruby Rose is anything like problematic or anything. She's just a bad actress.
Half of what I mean as well.
Yeah, like she doesn't have any speaking roles in the movie. She plays a deaf person, so she's all doing sign language.
Sure.
But she doesn't even do sign language particularly well. Like it's like extremely according to people who like actually like. Who are actually deaf and like use ASL on a day-to-day, her sign language was extremely stilted.
Oh god.
And like knowing that, watching it a second time, I kind of realized it just kind of looked like an it kind of looked like an animatronic. Like this motherfucker is on a log flume at Disney World, like just telling John Wick to say to that like hello.
I think Ruby Rose is an android.
That would not surprise.
I think we're slowly being replaced, but starting in Hollywood and with androids.
It starts with Ruby Rose, or is there like another one you think?
No.
Who are some other extremely wooden actors who keep getting roles?
Well, I think Johnny Depp has been slowly being transformed cyborg-like into an android over the years.
Oh yeah. Like Pirates of the Caribbean 1, he was like 6% robot, and by Pirates of the Caribbean 4 on Stranger Tides, he was like at least 80%.
Yeah, he's
like at this, I feel like he's rapidly accelerated to the point where the only thing left of him that's human will be his brain and his brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, like his dick?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. That's what I figured you meant.
You couldn't tell if I meant that or if I just said brain twice.
Well, I figured you meant it. It's just, it threw me because I had never heard it phrased as such before. Mm-hmm. But I totally understand.
Wait, you've never heard dick referred to as brain?
No.
You've listened to every episode of My Brother and Me, and you've never heard them say hanging brain?
Have they?
They say it a lot.
I don't.
Say, Blair, we have been friends for like 6 years, and I say that a lot.
I feel like I'm being gaslit right now.
No, I say hanging brain all the time. Like I've even gone to the point where I start to refer to like titties as like top brain.
If you had said
like,
it
if I ever walk out of the shower with like if I ever walk out of the shower with a towel that's only big enough to cover my downstairs, I'm hanging top brain.
I feel like I'm going crazy. I have like no. This is like because like I understand it. Like
you've heard dome, right?
Not used to refer to like dick and balls.
Yeah, true. Dome is more like head.
Actual head.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of brains and penises and other mutations, we read
an Animorphs book this week.
We sure did. Book, let's see, 36, which is a Jake book. I missed him being our narrator. To be honest, because I feel like he's grown a lot since the last time he was a narrator. You know what I mean? So it's the Mutation, and we are basically thrown into the plot, I think, way faster than it. I mean, almost always we're thrown into plots quite quickly, but I feel like there's almost no like there's usually a moment of reconvening, but we are just thrust directly into it.
Yeah, this one like opens this one opens with like Cassie calling Jake at 3 a.m. and it's like, hey, did you do homework?
Yeah. She said something to the effect of are you sleeping well? And she's like, no, I'm counting sheep or whatever. I guess as a sort of code word.
Yeah, it's good.
It's still if they're being monitored, it's still an extremely odd conversation to have. But as we know routinely, despite being inside of human brains all the times, the Yeerks don't really understand humans that well. So they could very well just be like, seems normal to me.
Yeah. It's a very surface level reading of the text. Like to them, the curtains are blue because they're blue.
Totally.
And we get so full disclosure, Blair read this book 2 weeks ago because we were going to do an episode, and then I got way too depressed to do an episode. We rescheduled. Blair read the book and I read like the first 9 chapters before I was like, oh, I am way too depressed to do anything like this tonight.
Yeah.
And then, so Blair has not read the book since then. You skimmed it?
I skimmed it. I took some notes on the first half of the book while I was on my 30-minute break at work. Just like, oh, yep, that happens, and then that happens, and then that happens, just to re-familiarize myself with the basic trajectory of this plot.
Yeah, the core tenets of the plot.
Yes. Because it's got some wild and nasty details, but we will get into it.
Yes. Yes, it does.
So Jake turns into a peregrine falcon, or osprey, a bird, zooms over to the Wildlife Rehabilitation Center, and
Axe calls him Prince, and Jake specifically mentions that he feels a swell of pride when this happens.
Okay, that was like the biggest thing, because I had been noticing between the last time he was narrator and now that like he hadn't been telling Axe not to call him prince, like, at all. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then, like, I was wondering is this just, like, the writers not, following patterns or whatever? But it's actually,
they're actually following patterns, but it's different patterns.
Right. It's just, I
things are in motion.
I kind of, I consume a fair amount of bad media for fun.
I do too. Resident Game of Thrones watcher here.
So part of me was like, oh, well, it'd be interesting if it had meaning behind it, but it's probably just an accident. Just so to see that it's actually deliberate and to be mentioned in, like, the interiority of
the text,
Jake is, like, it's just, it's very validating. I'm like, oh, you give a shit about the finer details of your characters.
Yeah, it's good. We love to see it.
We do love to see it. It's good to see.
Sorry if I keep, like, muttering holy fuck and holy shit under my desk. Full disclosure again, I have ants.
Yes. You're being swarmed by your own
Animorphs, they're trying to crawl over my keyboard. They're trying to crawl all over my keyboard, and I don't like it.
They're trying to get your government secrets.
Yeah, my government secrets. Good luck, asshole. You're going to have to wait through 32 gigs of porn first.
Oh my god.
Just kidding. I live in a digital age. I don't save my porn.
Right. First of all. Second of all.
I used to on my old laptop, which, well, it's, the thing is that, like, it just won't turn on anymore, but, like, the parts of it are still good. But also, like, I need to just, like, take a magnet to that hard drive.
Or you need to deeply uncover, but only for your eyes. And then take a magnet to it.
Right, but, like, I'm saying that, like, the thing won't even turn. The thing, like, the power button is broken on the thing, so, like, I have no idea how to, like, make it work again.
Interesting.
So a friend of mine like could use some of the parts, and I'm like, yeah, sure. Can you just, like, wipe that hard drive? And she's like, yeah, I got you.
Oh my god, it's stuck in porn
purgatory.
Porn purgatory. God, that's a mess.
Let me see if I can. Hold on. Let me.
What are you doing? Are you trying to channel your porn?
No, I'm trying to think of a portmanteau.
Well, I think it's gonna sound too much like pornography. Is the thing.
Purgaporny?
Porngatory.
Yeah, I said Porngatory already, but I didn't quite like it. It sounds like a forgotten, like, 6th series of the Monogatari.
Forgotten for a reason.
It's just literally all the toothbrush scene back to back to back to back to back.
No. Oh no, my life is a nightmare because of you.
Yeah, but I mean that's been a known quantity for multiple years.
And because of anime. That's
Oh yeah, you're into anime now, huh?
I'm getting back into it. I obviously have been watching Mob Psycho 100 over and over and over again at infinitum, and I just recently watched Girls Last Tour, which fucks super hard, and I've been rewatching Full Metal Brother Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist Brother.
Full Tummy Alchemist. Fucking, yeah, Brotherhood's great. I have some gripes about Brotherhood that I won't really get into here because it's long, but if you ever need an anime recommendation, Girls Last Tour, that sounds like a very, like, depressing, cute girls doing cute things anime from what I've read about it.
It's not as depressing. It's, like, depressing in a really, like, warm, like, there's, like, you feel sad because you believe in the humanity of these people and they just, like, experience joy so much in this, like, broken world, but it's just, like, so pure. It's very optimistic, but also very heavy.
Yeah,
everything is a lot more dire.
Yeah, if you like cute girls doing cute things, animes without the stakes, and it's just like them doing cute shit and it's funny. Mm-hmm. I cannot recommend A Place Further in the Universe enough. I have spoken about it at great lengths on my Twitter. It's about 4 girls who go to Antarctica.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, I also love Nichijou. So yeah. I feel like
also Laid Back Camp, which is just about 5 girls who go camping sometimes.
Cool.
It genuinely fucking rules.
No, I mean, Yes, I look at the nonsense, all the nonsense I can consume in my life, and I totally believe that it fucking rules. Okay, this has been Anime Corner.
Yep. Animorphs. No,
yes.
wait. Animorphs. Animorphs.
Yes.
This works way better on paper than it does, like, textually.
And it barely works on paper. So Jake is at the Wildlife Rehabilitation Center. Cassie, the Hork-Bajir, Toby, and this mutated Hork-Bajir, and I think some other ones are there. And Jake is like, what the fuck? And Cassie's like, they're doing genetic experimentation, yay! Because apparently they're trying to make fucking fish people to swim to the bottom of the ocean well, I guess it's not even genetic. They're just grafting gills on people, which is like so stupid.
The thing is, it's stupid, but like this image was like so genuinely haunting to me
It's
when I read this book
in a really
as a kid.
horrifying way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was like, this is peak arrogance from Visser 3 in a way
100%.
In a way that would be like absurd and hilarious under any other circumstances, but when it has real like lives at stake and like a horrible like body horror sort of way, that is like, this Hork-Bajir cannot breathe because it has gills that didn't even work when it was underwater. It's going to die. Like, what the fuck? Like, how petrifying must that experience be?
And these kids are like 13. Frequent reminder that these are like 14, 15-year-olds.
Younger than that, I think. They're still in middle school.
They're baby.
They are absolute babies. And then, Jake tries to save this Hork-Bajir's life, and Cassie's like, no, there's nothing you can do. You're only making the situation worse. And so that's something fun he got to sleep on. They reconvene.
Sleep is a very,
Well, lie wide-eyed in bed for the next, 5 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
So all the Animorphs reconvene the next day. They find out that there's a seafaring version of the Blade ship now, because the Guild Hork-Bajir were the first attempt to get at the Pemelite ship again. And which, just a refresher, the Pemelites are the species that built the Chi. They're dead, but they have really advanced technology on their ship that the Animorphs obviously don't want the Yeerks to get their hands on.
Yeah, because that would be bad.
Very bad. So they're like, well, we have to do something about this.
Yeah, and they're talking to Toby during this, and I genuinely kept forgetting that Toby is like a character, not an affectionate nickname that everyone has for Tobias.
I know. I wish, kind of. I mean, we call Tobias Toby. Is the thing.
Yeah, we do call him Toby. It's fine. Real Toby is how we refer to the Hork-Bajir.
Yes. Toby Prime.
Toby Prime and Toby Fake.
Yes. So their plan of attack, essentially, they were like, well, we need to go into the ocean, and we don't really want to be giant octopus again, or giant squids again, because that's creepy. The humpback whales are like a little too intelligent to deal with, and dolphins can't really get that deep, so we don't really want that whole situation. And so they
Cassie
find
pipes
out...
I was like, hey, what about swoosh?
Yes. The funniest fucking thing, and I think I've heard of a situation similar to this before. So swoosh is a orca at the local zoo that has been sponsored by Nike. I was listening to some podcast. I can't remember what it was, but I think there was like a gorilla in a zoo in California somewhere named Muggs.
Gorilla make gorilla face?
No, it was named Muggs because I think it was sponsored by the root beer brand Mug.
What? I was about to say, why would they do that? But like, also the Nike sponsored a whale. Like, why? I don't know. I feel like you can't put a pit bull on display, but like, I don't know. I feel like they would have sponsored a pit bull or something more on brand. They have a
Yeah.
dog mascot.
I think I'm only half remembering this. I think I might get the name and brand wrong, but I do think this specific thing that's happening is based off of something that actually happened around like the Southern California Zoo arena.
Yeah.
It's also, but that notwithstanding, it's just hilariously ridiculous. Well, sure, we'll get the Nike sponsored Orca DNA. So they do that, and then they decide to stake out around where they think the Seablade is going to be, and they're going in shifts. And Jake and Marco are on a shift, and since Jake is the narrator, they find the ship. They see a shimmering thing in a local like empty lot. Jake notices it while Marco is like bragging about noticing a hot babe in a Mazda, and we're like, okay.
This you want to jump back to a really funny character moment, which is just Jake and Marco both knowing an uncomfortable amount about underwater submarines and shit.
Yeah.
And we're just like, how the fuck do you know this? And he's just like, hunt for the Red October, and then Jake kind of just nods and is like, hunt for the Red October.
I love them. Oh my god, they have like a performatively masculine book club.
It feels like it gave me like the exact same vibe of like you remember that commercial that was floating around Tumblr, like the GameStop commercial that was or EB Games that was floating around Tumblr a couple of years ago. The whoa, hey guys, welcome to EB Games.
I don't.
Okay. Never mind.
I'm sure if I saw it again, I'd totally know what you were talking about.
Yeah.
But off the top of my nog, no, it does not.
Call of Duty, Advanced Warfare, Xbox One.
Xbone. Marco is like, hot babes, I'm straight. And Jake is
sorry. I'm sorry that I keep interrupting. You. There's also another thing that we glossed over that's important.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Cassie is feeling vengeful.
Yes.
Which is wild.
Yeah. There's interesting character decisions. It's not an emotion that we get from...
Yeah. What? Wait, what?
Oh, there's very interesting character decisions in this book, and that's definitely one of them.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. She's full of vengeance because of,
she had to watch that Hork-Bajir die because of fucked up science.
Right. Just really horrifying. Visser 3 is just the worst. He's like, he's like usually campy villain arena. And he actually is extremely campy villain arena later in this book. But that is like, oh, you're a dangerous, like, living thing. Which is, sometimes you have to confront that about the villains you like quite a bit.
Yeah. Even if Visor 3 does do one of my favorite tropes at the very end of this book, he is still a bad man. Oh, it's
amazing. It's everything I ever wanted.
Yeah.
So they see the ship and immediately it takes off, and Jake's like, okay, you have to get the others. I'm gonna go follow it. And Marco's like, but how am I gonna know where you are? And Jake's like, you figure it out. We have to go. It's going, I have to go. And Marco's like, you have 30 minutes left in your morph. And Jake's like, whatever, man, I'm going. So he zooms in the direction of the Seablade, and struggles to keep up with it pretty considerably. He is flying over he's flying in an area where there's no, updraft, so he's completely having to rely on his own, wing strength, so he wears himself out really quickly, but God damn it, is that boy determined. He gets into the water, immediately demorphs, and then remorphs into Swoosh.
And it's weird because we don't get the scene of them going to the zoo and acquiring it. It's a bit of it feels like a chapter that got left on the cutting room floor, because this is about 10 to 12 pages shorter than these books normally are. I know there's obviously going to be variants, but I don't remember one of the main series recently cutting under 195.
Right. Yeah.
Like, all the books are pretty solidly in the 195 to 210 range. This one's down at, like, 187, which is kind of low. And
Yeah, I was noticing the same thing. I was thinking about chapters. They're usually around 27, maybe 30 chapters. This one was around 24. So there was, but I think they didn't want to play around in the weeds too much because it does some really weird shit later. So
Definitely.
you know, because it's like we just want to get to the weird shit as quickly as we possibly can, and they do.
Right, yeah.
So he's like, he turns into an orca. He is like, in the mind of the orca, he's like killing, but also cool intelligence. Ooh, it's like a whale, but it's a little bit less daunting.
It's a whale that fucks.
Yeah, it's a whale that fucks. And something he notices right before the other morphs plop on in is that, so he locates the blade ship and with his echolocation, and then suddenly it changes into like the shape of a whale, like a humpback whale, if I'm remembering correctly. And he's like, whoa, cloaking. So, because obviously, you know, the Yeerks are wise to the Animorphs being able to turn into echolocating, like, intelligent animals that can find where their ships are if they don't, but also they're not super wise that they don't immediately activate those sort of things. Though, you know, these are smart kids. I think they'd be able to figure it out. So basically their plan, so the next couple chapters are really brutal. Their plan of attack is just to kind of hit it with their bodies as hard as they can, which is, it kind of works, but they also get shot to hell.
And they, like, a couple other orcas join up with them, and one of them gets cut in half, like hot dog style.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal, and Jake almost dies, which, I mean, it's an Animorphs book, so of course Jake almost dies. The narrator almost dies.
I wish at this point, I wish we had gone into this series knowing how many, like, brushes with death Jake has.
I think almost every book, that particular narrator is going to almost die.
Right, but I feel like Jake gets that more often than anyone else does. Like, he gets it in books where he is not the narrator a lot.
Yes, you're totally right. So he has to be rehabilitated by Rachel. He's like human laying on top of her gray back or whatever. He's like, life sucks. We have to keep doing this. Yeah. They eventually decide, well, what they do is that they dive after the ship. They're like, where did it go? They turn, they see it like being grabbed by these like humanoid looking creatures and pulled into like a cave they hadn't noticed before. And they're like, well, that's weird. Okay. They kind of like cautiously turn into hammerhead sharks and investigate. And what they end up finding is the most horrifying death museum ever. They are confronted with... So they swim in. Jake is like, well, I'm going to figure out if it's actual air. It is. And then there's like just battleships everywhere. And they get swooped at by this fucked up looking seagull with like huge eyes. And they're like, well, that's strange. And at this point I'm like, this is like the weirdest Animorphs has gotten without going off planet, I think.
Oh, 100... I think objectively, yes, but in terms of relativity, I feel like... No, never mind. Even with relativity, like this is something that has been on this planet for, well, actually no, I feel like the Pimalites give it a run for the money. The Chi give it a run for the money.
That's true, but the Chi are like, cool sci-fi. You know what I mean? It's like cool.
Doesn't really upset the apple cart too much sci-fi.
Right. I fucking love the Chi. I've been thinking about them a lot recently.
Yeah, because you've been trying to make fucking Mob Psycho 100 Animorphs AU.
Maybe I have.
Will you please talk about it at length? Because I finally finished season 2 and I will understand what you're saying now. Please, just give me like 2 minutes of it.
Okay. So basically, so Dimple's a Yeerk, and he's like, he wants to do a treason, so he's like, then he gets demoted, and he's like in Reagan's brain, and that's a whole thing. And then the Animorphs are Mob, Tome, Tsubomi, Ritsu, and Sho, and Ritsu is a black cat and Othlet, and then Sarazawa is a Chi, and there's like plot things that I kind of have figured out, but that's basically where I'm at insofar as like character roles. Oh, and obviously Toichiro is like high-ranking visitor or whatever, which complicates things, especially in relation to Sho. Anyway,
who's oh my god, I'm completely blanking on his name. Blonde boy. Teru?
Teru's there. Oh yeah, he's the Andalite. He's the Andalite. He has to be
Of course he is.
He must be the Andalite. Oh my god.
His species, instead of like the eyes like Axe has, his species just has big hair. Like that tall hair that he has in season 1 is just like diegetic.
Oh my god. So if anyone doesn't watch Mob Psycho 100, I hope you enjoyed that anyway.
If anyone here doesn't watch Mob Psycho 100, I'd recommend at least giving it a shot.
Especially if you like Animorphs. Right? Kids in peril?
What? Not exactly.
I would say they bleed pretty often.
I feel like Mob is way more overpowered compared to any of the forces against him than the Animorphs are.
Okay, that's true. But do you remember Shimazaki's fight with Teru? And where Shimazaki was like slamming Teru's head into like fucking car doors and like shit, and like totally brutalizing this 14-year-old child?
He had a psychic barrier going on. It's fine.
Well, okay, so
what did you say? What did you say Shimazaki's thing was again? By the way,
teleportation, and also he's like blind.
No, like in the AU. Oh,
he's also a human controller.
Okay, sure, that's what I thought.
Yeah, because he's evil. Whatever.
Yeah.
I like Shimazaki and Minegishi a lot. Anyway, so they are in War Death Museum. They like see all these ships. They start to wander around inside of them, like they're like all human military ships, you know, Earth military ships, I guess. Yeah, human, Earth, whatever. It's not like animals have military ships, exactly. So, and then they walk inside like a Japanese ship, I think, and they see the entire crew sitting forward and like are stuffed corpses, which is a little impressive because it's really hard to preserve human skin like that.
Yeah.
Unless they look. I mean, they must look dead, you know? Well, they're obviously not reacting to anything.
Probably about as dead as like an amateur taxidermist's like animals would look.
Well, the thing is that human skin like turns bad quickly.
Yeah, point.
Like it's I think it's just made out of something that's a little bit less durable than like other animal skin that like
yeah, that's true. You can't make like a hide like you can't like craft like you can't like open up Skyrim and like craft a hide helmet out of like, you know, the skins of the enemies you have slain.
I mean, you can, but it's not going to be super durable. I mean, if anything, Ed Gein proved that you can do anything you want with human skin.
I feel like that's a quote for like either like travel back in time and make that your high school graduation quote or like your tombstone quote.
Oh my god. Yeah, I just want it tattooed on my ass. Absolutely.
You can do anything you want with human skin, including getting this tattoo.
Yes.
Make it a self-referent, make it like a meta texture, make it like a meta tattoo.
Right, exactly. So they're like a little freaked out, and then they're like, they turn into owls, and then so let's abscond into a different direction. They come across what is basically fucking the city of Atlantis.
Yeah, it's literally Atlantis.
They're like, okay, it's full of like military not memorabilia so much as just like accoutrement.
Like a lot of warships and warplanes, basically.
Yeah. And they're like, okay. And then they get owl mapped. Well, first of all, they see Hork-Bajir being taken away, but they don't see Visser 3 anywhere. So they're like, well, it must be what happened to them. Okay. They notice the inhabitants look like humans, but they're blue. They have gills, gigantic eyes, and they're all wearing Roman togas, so it's literally Atlantis, which is interesting because I was kind of thinking about Atlantis and Atlantean conspiracy theory today because I'm a normal person. And it was basically just like a thought experiment proposed by Plato. Like, what if there had been this civilization that sunk? And that was it. And then everyone went crazy about it. But I guess this was a civilization that sunk. And we'll explain the finer details of it when we get there. But they get owl-napped by them, basically. They demorph, I think. Or they're already out of morph something. They get kidnapped.
They demorph in like a sentence, and then they get kidnapped, yeah?
Right,
and then
right.
Jake's like, wait, don't fucking fight them.
Because we must progress the plot. I mean, he had deeper reasons than that, but it's like also like, well, we've created this entire city. You guys should at least walk around inside of it a little bit. So they get dragged to the throne room, and Marco's all impressed about the red velvet, like carpet. And they are introduced to the queen, Queen Soko of the, what's the species name? Do you remember?
I had it written down. It was like Nartek.
Mm-hmm.
Queen Soko of the Nartek.
Yes.
And before we learn what they're actually called, Rachel calls them Beegees, and everyone's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And she's like, "Bluegills, Beegees." And Tobias is like, "Wasn't that a band?"
I feel like that's such a Marco thing to say, which I think intones.
I mean, Tobias has been getting more of those lately, though. Like, and Tobias gets like. Tobias's pop culture references are definitely more dated than Marco's, and I think that's really like. I think that's like
so charming.
I think that's
love
like I think that's like very, very good character design because Tobias came from an extremely poor family. There was no way he could afford to like go to the latest movies, like buy the freshest stuff off the shelves. Like he was having to get like the stuff that was like, you know, stuff that was playing on TV, like stuff that was like handed down from his old family, stuff that he kind of like bought at a really discount price. And Marco is just like on like he's just like oh hey, I'm throwing out like pop culture references from 3 months ago. I just saw Avengers Endgame.
Moreover, Tobias is just like very old soul feeling. I mean,
yes.
I feel like
and also he probably hasn't experienced much pop culture ever since he became a bird forever.
Yes. I just have to assume that he probably just has a preference to the older stuff because of like an artistic sense of like sorrowful I don't know.
Yeah, I get what you're going for with this.
Yeah, he has depression.
100%. I mean, to be fair, who among these children does not?
Well, they all develop depression. Tobias had
it to start with.
Maybe with exceptions.
Tobias is like one of those people who's like the seasonal affective depression doesn't get to me because it's like the seasonal affective depression. I actually kind of like it because it puts everyone else on my playing field, and then he's like double depressed in the winter. And he's like, oh right. Like that's literally me. I'm projecting a little bit with that, but like every year I'm like, seasonal affective disorder is happening, coming up sometime soon. But I guess lucky I'm not impacted by that because I already have depression, and then it hits twice, and I'm like, oh that's right, it can double up. It can stack.
Oh my god, it's so crazy. Yeah, double depression is like a thing, and it's like insane. The human brains are like barely functioning. Human brains as like it's just you've just got like this floating mound of human fat in your skull that just barely functions. And yet,
yeah. It is a miracle by which we were able to record this dumb podcast.
Yeah, totally. I think I heard recently that it's less electricity than would be capable of powering a light bulb is what keeps our horrible meat bodies alive.
Jesus. So wait, are you saying if I swap my brain out for a light bulb, I'm gonna go from like using 15% of my brain to using 20?
No, you'll probably electrocute yourself and die. It's probably what would happen.
Hey, what sacrifices to be made in the name of science?
I don't know about that one. It is raining so intensely right now.
Is it?
Yes, it's probably going to thunder and it's probably going to pick up on the audio, so I hope everyone at home enjoys that.
I can't tell if there's like, it sounds kind of like thunder outside where I am, but also kind of sounds like a big flag flapping in the wind. We're not due for rain tonight, so it's probably just a big flag.
Which is serene in its own way. God bless America. Anyway, they're invited to a feast. Queen Soko is all like, let me tell you the story of our people. And Jake is being a very polite diplomat and being like, oh yes, Queen Soko, please do go on. Don't fucking kill us and stuff us like I've seen you do other humans, essentially. And she explains how it's a very mythologized version of their history, how they sunk to the city but were blessed by the gods, more or less. And they have this name for this glowing thing above their city that's like giving them life or whatever. It's like, sun mythology, essentially. But Axe is all like, without doing concrete studies on it and looking how these people just are, I would have to assume that light source that they're so precious about, probably just radiation, and these guys are all just slowly mutating through radiation, essentially.
Yeah, mutating through radiation and also verbatim, excessive inbreeding. Not excessive. I think extensive is more the word I was going for. Because...
Totally. They're in a closed system for sure. You do not get a lot of genetic diversity. So Queen Soko basically softly threatens them, especially when Rachel clocks that, oh, you're going to kill and stuff us because that's what you do to humans. And she's like, yeah, little old me, yeah. So they're like, well, I guess we get a tour of the city. They get to check out a library where they do learn about the extensive inbreeding and how they would, some of the people who would come down, they would, breed with them to get some genetic diversity. Yeah. But that's been happening less and less just because of how, military warfare has been changing.
Yeah.
Chips are more reliable.
I wonder if there was a very confused point where they there was a freshly downed fighter jet and they pop open the cockpit and just a bunch of wires fall out.
Right.
And they're just really sad.
Yeah. Well, I can't fuck this. Jeez.
I mean, you could if you're not a coward, but
well, it's another really good way to get electrocuted.
Hey, listen, everything in the pursuit of science, right?
I guess. You know what? I'm going to give it to you on this one. You never know.
All right.
You never know until you fuck it, basically.
2-0 me. Put a light bulb in your brain and stick your dick in some wires.
But the thing is that planes crash in the ocean fucking all the time. So, just passenger jets. And they literally, the civilization literally swims out, leagues and miles and miles out into the ocean to get downed ships because they can detect that shit. So I don't see why it's not like we have any I
mean, the thing is that they gotta be pretty quick on the draw for anyone they're gonna try and breed with. Those ships have to crash down near them.
That's true.
You're not gonna get anything fuckable out of a Boeing 747 that crashed 5 miles out.
It's fair. Unless they're speedy little fuckers.
You have to be really speedy. How fast can you move a plane?
So the other thing they do is they've been harvesting DNA. Human DNA, and they're not super good at it.
Yeah, because they're we kill people, then we extract their DNA, and Rachel pipes up you don't have to kill people to extract the DNA.
Actually, it's not that complicated to extract DNA. Well, it is. I couldn't do it, certainly.
Every time like DNA is mentioned in like Animorphs, I just always think of like that Homestar Runner thing of like the running joke of the DNA evidence, and it's just like a vial of it's just like a vial of green.
Oh, sure.
Like a green liquid vial.
Right. You know, the color of DNA.
Yeah.
just a vial full of DNA. So they're like, so the dude giving them a tour, Naka, is like, all right, and here's our hospital. And everyone's like, red flag, red flag, red flag. Oh, we should mention, Tobias isn't here right now. He's somewhere else.
They couldn't find him.
And so they're, red flags all over the place. And Jake's like, you know, I don't like hospitals a whole ton, so I think we're going to take a pass. And then they get basically just like ambushed by a bunch of them. I don't know, it's like strange because they're all humans at this time, so it's not like they could put up a huge fight. I mean, Jake's a big guy. I think he might be able to bowl over Human Man if he wanted to, if he really took a running start. But he's like, oh, drat, I forgot they're amphibious, so they can attack us, but I don't know. Anyway, they knock him out. They strap him. He wakes up in the hospital, strapped to a table. They get explained how they're going to, like, suck out their guts and then stuff them and, you know, extract DNA. He's like, yay, fun, love that. And they also, like, develop this drug that's like, you'll be fine, you won't feel things, super placating, whatever. And he's like, cool. So that whole thing happens, and it is just as horrifying as the shit we talked about earlier. But, like, on a personal level, it's like, oh, man, like, literally, like, about to be, like, gutted and killed and, like, can't do anything about it until Axe is like, or Tobias, I think. Axe, both of them are basically like, hello.
Yeah. Well, no, Tobias is like, hello, and then they let Axe out of his, like, cage. And he just, like, he's really, like, fine. He's really mad about it in a super Andalite way because he's like, I guess my DNA wasn't good enough for them. There's also a really funny moment earlier where Queen Soko refers to Axe as one of their pets, and he gets really mad, and then she says that he is a magnificent creature, and he kind of like softens a little bit.
I totally forgot about that. Actually, we have a lot of good Axe details in this book.
Good Axe details.
My other favorite thing, it's not anything Axe does particularly, but Jake is like, I heard Axe clopping delicately in the background, so, you know, or something to that effect.
Yeah.
And I was like, aw, he's a delicate clopper. I just love his tiny, stupid hooves so much. So much. So they're like, all right, let's fucking skedaddle. This sucks on ice. We need to get out of here. So they go to the Seablade. They had already talked earlier about how, there's a really significant chance that Visser 3 is in a morph on the ship still, and that's why we didn't see him earlier. There's nothing we can do about that. So we just kind of have to roll with them punches. They get into a fight with the Narcan on the ship. Marco gets a sword in his chest.
Yeah, Marco just fucking gets a sword in the belly.
Yeah, that's fun. They're not
Tummy
doing
sword.
They're not doing. I mean, they've done worse, but
absolutely. Remember that time that Jake like was reduced to just like a pile of like fly guts?
I think about that almost all the time. I was literally thinking about that earlier this episode. Yeah, it sucks.
Me too, because we were talking about all the times that Jake has almost died.
Right, exactly. And I was like, yeah. And then there's that one time that specifically sticks out to me as uniquely horrifying.
Yeah.
So they're definitely stronger. Everyone's in battle morphs. They're definitely stronger than the Narcan. But they are outnumbered in a way that's making this an uncomfortable fight. And also Axe is having a lot of troubles getting the ship to take off because there's codes he doesn't have. I think he's figuring he can probably just brute force his way through it until Visser 3 shows up and in a morph Do you remember the species name of this particular morph? It's like, it's not Lumiere, but it's something
It's
to
like
that effect.
Luminar or something.
Yeah.
I'm going to dig for it now because that's going to bother me.
Yeah. Do you remember what it's supposed to look like?
I'm going to find the description of it.
Okay, cool. All I know is that it lights shit on fire.
Oh, yeah, it fucking
A lot.
obliterates them. Yeah, it was Luminar. Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. 2 short arms and 2 stubby legs protruding from a bulbous body. Sausage-like fingers, a wide smile crackling with electricity.
Yep. And then it can, like...
It's a beast from the moon of the planet Slegab 5.
These planets must have really big fucking moons that have atmospheres. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
I always think about that, because I'm like Earth has a really big moon for our planet size. And that doesn't have doesn't have, like, a significant atmosphere. Obviously has gravity, but doesn't have, like, atmosphere. But, I mean, these must be really big planets with really, really big moons. So, I don't know. That's fine. It's, you know what, it's sci-fi, and I'm sure that the universe is vast. Infinitely so, one might even say. So, he, like, fire blasts, like, sunbeams all of these Narcan, and, like, it just, like, shoots them out, and he's like, all right, Andalites, let's get out of here. And they're like, are we going to collaborate with you? You're, like, a really dangerous person, and we could just, like kick you out and, like, figure out how to launch this thing on our own. And Visser 3 is all like, well, I don't think you could is the thing, because we're, like, super good at code breaking. And he's, like, talking down to Axe, like, hey, Andalite, how well are you doing on that whole little boop, boop, boop code breaking thing? And Axe is all like, none of your business about the whole thing. And Jake eventually relents, you know? He's like,
yeah.
Well, I guess we just kind of have to, you know?
Yeah, and this is one of my favorite tropes. This is, like, the favorite trope I was alluding to earlier, which is, like,
totally.
the bad guy and the good guys having to, like, work together to just, like, escape a dire situation because them just dying there is bad for the both of them.
Yes. I absolutely love this shit too, because I love it because for the same reason I love a lot of different, like, plot tropes. It definitely shows this, like, the weakness and the harsh dichotomy between what good and evil is, and how one will drop their alliances in order for their own self-preservation, depending. And then quickly, you know, as soon as self-preservation
it's also, like, a really interesting, like, thing about how egotistical Visser 3 is, because, like, Visser 1, given this opportunity, I think, maybe not.
You think she would self-sacrifice?
I think she might self-sacrifice, because, like, the thing is that if Visser 3 does not get out of this, neither do the Andalites. Or neither do what he sees the Andalite bandits.
Right.
And, like,
oh my god, yeah,
it's just so good.
Oh, I mean, you're so right, and I sort of thought about it, but not to that degree. You're totally right. Like, he could have just, by sacrificing himself,
like, just ensured the takeover of the Earth, basically.
Wiped out basically the only threat to the Yeerk invasion of Earth.
But it's basically like, he wants to be around to see it.
Right.
He needs to be around to see it. We stan a messy bitch.
Literally, he does. What I love about him so much is that he kind of doesn't really even give a shit about the Yeerk Empire. He gives a shit about his own status as a person.
Exactly. Yep.
Yes. It's really fun. It makes me think that he is going to maybe, like, betray the Yeerk Empire for his own gain in power, which will definitely be really exciting, and then totally sabotage everything, and it'll be super fucked up, and I don't know. This is just my fan fiction I'm writing verbally right now.
Cool. There's a really good moment where Jake is, like, playing the part of an Andalite really well, where he, like, has Marco, like, go and prep for some shit where it's like, hey, we're gonna fuck some shit up and just, like, get the fuck out of here, because the Visser is absolutely gonna, like, the longer we're here, the worse it is.
Uh-huh.
And so, Marco, like, saunters off, and Visser 3 is like, where is that one going? And Jake is like, he is going to remove a sword from his stomach and does not want to scream in the presence of a Yeerk Visser.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is just like it's a good Andalite thing to say.
It is. And you know what? Visser 3 doesn't even stick his nose up at it. He's like, yep. Sure, that makes sense to me.
Speaking of playing a role, by the way, when one of the like ships that they see earlier is like one of the like the ships that has been repurposed as like a home or apartment building or whatever, has like a really sexy lady on the figurehead. Mm-hmm. And Marco just like audibly, just like out loud is like, are there any rooms in that place? Which is just like, that is the most performative heterosexuality I've ever seen in my life, because it's just like loudly informing everyone in the room that you want to stay in a building that is emblazoned by a thing with titties.
I know. It's so funny. He's so funny. And like,
I love him.
Oh, hun. Because it's so different, I think, witnessing Jake's attraction to women versus Marco's. You know, I don't think Jake is a wholly straight man himself. But
no, Jake is 100% like bisexual. I'm like, I'm like certain of it. Like, I was kind of skeptical of it first because of like his, like in my head, like the interactions that he had with Marco and Axe stuck out way more than anything that ever happened with Cassie. And so like over like the 10, 15 years it's been since I really read these books, I just kind of like compartmentalized that as the Cassie stuff was just forced for heterosexuality reasons. Marco and Axe were the true ships, but like, Jake and Cassie, like, are good together also.
Yeah, it's like, I definitely
it makes sense. Jake and Cassie are both bisexual.
Well, I think Cassie is just up and down gay, but...
You think she's just out lesbian?
I do. I think she really, really respects and gives a shit and, like, genuinely feels safe around Jake, and so she's like, this is fine.
It's like that thing of, like, you know, you think you might be gay, but you're like, oh, no, I can, like, see myself in a relationship with this one person, and, like...
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah. No, I mean, she definitely obviously she considers Jake one of her best friends and someone she trusts implicitly, but I also think she just prefers girls.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. That relationship does not last more than 6 months from now. Like, it's a good relationship that I like, and I'd like definitely buy Jake being into this more than I buy Cassie at this point.
For sure.
But yeah.
Yeah. They're good. It's all good characters, though. It's interesting.
They're such good... The thing is that they are good characters.
I love all of their dynamics so much. So, basically, they just eject Visser 3 overboard, essentially, while he's, like, spitting fire.
And some torpedoes fucking explode the ship, and, like, Visser 3 turns into a squid and swims away, and that's the end.
Yes.
Well, there's more stuff, but...
Well, not that much more.
There's a little bit more stuff because there's like some war as hell stuff. It's at this point that I noticed that like the whole Cassie vengeance thing kind of went untouched.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Like that was like, it was seeded very early on, and then it was like brought up again later. Like there's like a line that Cassie says, and Jake's like, "Damn, she's really hell bent on revenge."
Yeah.
And then wasn't really touched on.
I think that's why I didn't really remember it too much until you brought it up again at the beginning of this episode. Because it never came to fruition. I mean, certainly there was a lot. I think it's just because of the weirdness of this particular book.
Definitely.
It was difficult.
Like adding a Cassie reckoning with revenge plot on top of all of this, I feel like may have been a little bit too many cooks in the kitchen.
Definitely.
I do hope we get to see like that bear fruit later though, because
yes.
Like, the thing that it's the Mob Psycho 100 thing. Like, what will bring your pacifist character to raise a hand? And, like, Cassie is obviously not, like, a true pacifist, but, like, everything she does is pretty much everything she does is in self-defense or in defense of mankind, and that, like, her drive on this was strictly revenge-driven.
Right, totally. I think Cassie is the type of character to really simmer, you know?
Yes.
She likes to sit in her resentment for a while before she acts on it. She doesn't have the impulsivity of
and then Rachel just saunters over her and is like, "Don't you hate being nice? Don't you just want to go ape shit?" Right.
No, totally. Revenge is very much a dish best served cold for Cassie. I must think. What an interesting book, though.
Yeah, there's a really good Rachel moment at the very end where Rachel is like talking like she wants to come back there once the war is over, And she specifically says it's because she wants to bury the dead. Mm-hmm. It's good.
It is good. It's interesting.
The line is like because with regarding the Nartek, Rachel's like, you know what? We win this war someday. Get rid of the Yeerks and everything comes out and all. We need to go back, show people what's down there, get busy. Start a whole new war? Cassie asked. No, not to fight. Rachel said softly. To bury. Mm-hmm. And that was a really good Rachel line to me.
It's super interesting. I feel like the way this book these books handle death is very immediate. You know, like it's like, well, we can't really deal with this right now. You know, we have to deal with it right now because we won't have time to deal with it later. So
yeah, and I mean that's like a running. I feel like that's almost like a theme of these books, just like
totally.
So the idea the procrastination of dealing with death.
Yeah. So the want for a conclusion and ceremony, I think, speaks a lot about the kind of circumstances they've been in. It is definitely a desire for a sort of normalcy, you know, because
definitely.
I mean, however we feel about you know, the way we treat dead bodies these days, it definitely, like, the ceremony, I think, is very culturally and, like, psychologically important to humans as just, this is the step you take that makes death normal and okay, you know? Mm-hmm. Which I definitely think is, it's saying goodbye, but I think it's like, okay, so we're doing what we need to do. These people have died. We need to do what we have to do in order to fucking cope with the fact that I just saw so many dead bodies today, you know?
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I really like the subtle philosophies. Even if there's layers to the philosophies in these books. It's very interesting to me. Would you like to get into some questions?
Yes. So this question from Twitter user @whatiscosplay, who wants to ask, remember the time in Yu-Gi-Oh! When Yami Yugi used the seal of Orichalcos and lost the duel? Do you remember that?
I never watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Did you?
You know, I did, but that rings a bell, but like I'd have to watch the scene to remember exactly what happened.
The thing is, our resident Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan is just not here today.
Wait, is Satah like a huge Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan?
I wouldn't say huge, but they definitely grew up watching it pretty closely, and I might be putting them on blast a little bit too much. I remember them telling me about Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan fiction they had written when they were in middle school.
You cannot put them on blast like that when they're not here to... Well, Satah's editing, so... Hi, Satah.
Hi.
Just saying hello from this chunk you almost certainly cut. I'm excited to see the DMs in the group chat when Satah's like, I cannot fucking believe you brought that up.
I might totally be misremembering and mischaracterizing Satah, but in any case, continue with the question.
Based on the context, I'm assuming it was like Yami lost the duel, and then like as his soul was about to get taken away, actual Yugi jumped in front of the bullet basically and had his soul stolen. Because the question is, which Animorph would do that, and which other one would have their soul captured because of it? I think Rachel would play the card, and Cassie would take the bullet for her.
Oh, true romance. That's romance, baby.
Also, what's the best fake Atlantis? Atlanta? Florida?
Australia.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. I say that because I followed someone forever ago, or maybe it was just a popular post on Tumblr where they were like, I don't know why people, don't believe in Australia. Like, it could be there, you guys. Like, you just don't know. And they were like, everyone was like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, I meant Atlantis, not Australia.
I'm agreeing with you on that. Also, @Heavenly Evan wants to know, is that shit fucked up or what?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shit's fucked. Everybody knows shit's fuck.
Especially when you are...
Oh my god. You've seen Paprika, right?
Yes.
Someone pointed out to me an extremely cursed thought the other day, which is that...
I think I know exactly what you're going to say, and it's driving me crazy before you even say it, but continue.
Is it that the Parade song by Susumu Hirasawa, which is the main theme for Paprika, is like the exact same tune as Everybody Knows Shit's Fuck?
Yes, it's exactly that. Oh no. Can someone do a mashup?
Yeah.
Or if one has already been created, please spam us all
I do not think there is enough of a Venn diagram of people who know everybody knows shit, fuck, and paprika to have that already exist. But if someone wants to make that, please.
Do we know people who do mashups? I wish we knew people. Do we? Oh, jeez. Someone get Neil C. Siriga on the phone.
I was gonna say Demi Adujuibe.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah.
Yeah, you went old school. I went new.
New wave shit. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been this week's episode of the Wonder Yeerks. Thank you all for listening. I'm going to do our social media while you pull up the patrons. You can find
like a well-oiled machine at this point.
You can find the podcast online at the Wonder Yeerks on Twitter. We're on Apple and every place that you can get an RSS feed, basically for podcasts. We're there. If you want to find this beautiful, lovely host online, you can find me at Blair Kitch on Twitter, basically. And if you want to find Sara on the internet, you can find her at SunhatZhenya, which is SunhatZhenya on Twitter.
Nice.
Did I do a good job?
You did a good job. And thank you very much to our patrons. Did you plug the Patreon already? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, yeah. You can support the show and our sister podcast, Fear Baiting, at patreon.com/fearbaiting. $5 and up donors get their names read on the show, and our beautiful patrons are...
Michael Kaiser, Paul Moran, Kit Spindler, Paul Bechtel, and Ducky Aisha. We love you.
Thank you so much. You can also find Sara elsewhere on Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die, which is a leftism podcast that she does.
Mm-hmm. I'm also, oh my god, I am fucking dumb as hell.
Mastodon?
What's that?
Twitch. I'm trying to remember what you're trying to plug.
I'm not trying to plug either. I was trying to plug fucking the podcast I'm going to be on next week.
Oh.
Podcasting is Forbidden in the Cloud Recesses. Which is a new podcast on Noise Space. It's friends of the show and previous guests, Fallon and Roy, do a podcast called Podcasting Forbidden in the Cloud Recesses, and is about the Chinese television show Modao Zushi, which translates literally to Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, and it's about I don't really know, but it's cool. I've been told it's cool.
You're going to be talking about it soon.
I have to watch an episode, so that'll probably get me up to speed. But Podcasting is Forbidden is a really good podcast.
Fabulous. Yes, and thank you, as always, to our beautiful, fabulous podcast network, Noise Space. You can find the other shows there at noisespace.xyz on the internet.
Thank you to Matt GameCube, and thank you to Satah for editing this.
Yes, thank you to Satah for our lives.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, family, we love Satah here.
No wonder Yeerks love Satah. But until the next couple weeks, when we will see you again with book 37.
God, we are getting there.
We are super getting there. It's a little daunting.
Scary.
Isn't it? I have been Blair.
I continue to be Sara.
And remember,
keep your hand on the Escafil device.